we're in March Madness. We're up and running. It's about to be jamming January at some point with a college football playoff that I believe is going to dominate the sports world with the exception of the NFL. So in 5 years, what kind of conversation are we having when we're comparing March Madness and the college football playoff that I've coined Jammin' January? That's getting workshopped and needs some work. But what do you make of the two?
Well, first off, you do know the first 2 rounds of the playoff will be in December.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't think of a good alliteration of December.
Jamming is a basketball phrase ananyway. So
I know it was lame.
I'm sorry, Dave. You know I love you. I just had to troll you on that.
If you don't, hey, shooters shoot and shooters miss. Michael Jordan missed a lot of shots. We don't talk about them.
And since it's a college football playoff, quarterbacks will shoot their shot with very big throws like Joe Milton.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's reset it so you'll like me again. Stay on business, Josh. All right.
January Josh. That's what he's going to be known for in the future.
Will March Madness be overshadowed by a college football playoff?
No, and I'll tell you why. First of all, to prove to you guys that March Madness is a gimmick.
What do you mean by gimmick? I got to stop you there. What do you mean by gimmick?
It's designed for all these upsets in the first week to make everybody think it's such an exciting spectacle, ignoring the fact that it's ruined the regular season of college basketball and ignoring this big fact. Underdogs don't win championships. Guys, no. Sorry to burst your bubble, no pun intended, with your bracket. I'm just going to get this stat out. Since 1997, everybody's like, college football has no parity and college basketball has all the parity in the world. College basketball has 13 different teams have won national titles in college basketball since 97. 15 in college football. Yeah, that's right. Because you may get your exciting little upsets on Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday, but only 4 or 5 teams are capable of winning 6 games in a row. Is that fair to say, Dave, in March Madness?
I would say 8 to 10, but yeah, we're in the same ballpark.
Yeah, you don't get – so by the time the Sweet 16 comes, it evens out and the better teams are playing. Now, college football is going to be similar with the playoff in this way. It's actually fewer. I think only 4 teams a year are capable of winning 4 games to win a championship. Is that fair to say? There will only be 4 capable of doing it. Maybe even 3 or 2.
By the way, Tom Hart of the SEC Network just entered our celebrity challenge. So we're glad to have Tom Hart on. What was the question again?
I think.
All right. I think John Wilkerson is in with the Ball Network as well.
When we say only 8 to 10 teams can win 6 games, even if you can get a couple of upsets, I think in a playoff for football, a college football playoff, where you have to win 4 to win it all, I think only 2 or 3 are capable of doing it.
Well, I think you're going to have a time in college football that's going to be not quite the same as Alabama, but I do think Georgia's going to dominate. So that makes everything a little lopsided when you have somebody that is that dominant. It skews all the numbers, but it should have skewed the numbers against your argument because of Alabama, and it didn't.
Yeah, it's going to be worse. The college football playoff created less randomness in college football than the bowl system because the bowl system had a little bit of luck involved.
Yeah, but it's far from a gimmick. I mean, we've seen times where 11 and 12 seeds have made it. Do I believe that they got lucky? Yeah, but that's the great part about basketball. We've all been to basketball games and walked away saying the best team lost. So it is possible. It makes for a great weekend. And then you get to the elite of the elite, not just to say Elite 8, but Sweet 16. And that's pretty sweet. And then you see if those guys can hang, which to me is great drama. I really take issue with the term gimmick. I mean, to me,
you didn't let me.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because I got to finish how this is going to happen with college football.
Okay.
You're going to get it where, okay, so just let's first, I got to start with this statement. Huh?
Just not a gimmick. Go ahead.
You agree with me, though, that you're never going to have more than 3 teams in the college football playoff actually capable of winning 4 games to win it all.
I think that there's some years where you're going to go into it saying Georgia's got to blow it. So yeah, I mean, the law of averages. Let's say this: if Georgia's the only team I think can win it entering the playoffs, and the next year there's 5, and the next year there's 7, and the next year there's Georgia again, next year there's 2. By the end of a 10-year run, I think that we'll look back and we'll say, on average, there are 2 or 3 teams entering the playoffs that can realistically win it. I will give you that.
Okay, so less parity than even March Madness, which has 8 to 10, because we agreed it's 8 to 10 teams. But more importantly, and this is the big point, you're not going to get your fun little upsets in college football playoffs like you get in March Madness, because that doesn't happen in college football. What happens in college football when 11th seeded Wright State plays 3 seed LSU, okay, you get a 75-0 blowout. So you're not going to get your Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday bracket buster upsets. Yay! No, you're going to get.
No, but I don't need that. No,
but this is the.
Hold on. That's what you're missing, Caleb. Like if it's all 1 seeds in the Final Four, I've got no problem with that. I don't have to have the upsets. To me, the reason I take such issue with using the word gimmick, it's there are that many exciting games. And if it ends up all 1 seeds, I'm not any less interested. As a matter of fact, I may be more interested.
I'm not talking about the road to the Final Four. I'm talking about the first weekend when there's all those exciting upsets. That's what people love about March Madness. You're never going to get that in the college football playoff. You are never going to get it. When Boise State plays Alabama, they're losing every time.
Well, not without Nick Saban. But I disagree with that. I think there'll be an upset, a significant upset every 3 years. Now, I don't think it's going to happen deep in the playoffs, but we've seen teams stumble. Was it Georgia last year that kind of stumbled in the semifinal?
The SEC title.
The SEC title game. I mean, we've seen teams stumble before. I agree with you that basketball is a much easier sport to upset someone in. However, I think there's potential for a football upset.
I think the problem with the thing with sports and the problem with this playoff in college football, the goal of sports, let's put this out here. Sports is theater, right? More than anything, it's theater, isn't it? The point of it is
television show, yes.
Yes. What do you need in a television show more than anything else?
Viewers?
Yes, but to get it, suspense. You need a level of suspense, right?
Yes. Compelling, yes.
There will be no suspense in the college football playoff. No, there's suspense in March Madness.
I disagree. Completely.
There will be no suspense. I'm sorry. And do you know what you have done? Because there will be no suspense in the playoff, you have taken out the suspense of the regular season, which mattered so much with college basketball. You sacrificed 3 months for 3 weeks, and those 3 weeks aren't even going to be that good.
Okay. So the hallmark of the first round of the the NCAA tournament is what? Upsets? Is that what you're telling me? That's what they hang
everybody loves the upsets of the first 2 rounds. I'd say first 2 rounds. Fair to say?
Yes.
64-32.
Okay. Here is going to be the hallmark of the college football playoff. It's going to be close games in the first couple of rounds. And I know you probably disagree with this initially, but let me explain why. Because your 5-12 cuts out the Elite 3 that we talked about. So, or your 5-14. Now, I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do it. But the point is, when you cut out that elite and they get a bye, you make for exciting games in the first round or 2 of the playoffs. Now, you could argue that's gimmicky more so than the basketball tournament. But you're going to have exciting games. So the hallmark is going to be seeing neat things like Boise State go to Alabama for an elimination game. I mean, that's going to be super cool. So I think that's the hallmark is great games, great football. It's not necessarily an upset. Can I convince you of that?
Okay, so here's the one flaw with that. They're not seeding.
Have I ever said anything that you didn't see a flaw in?
I see a flaw in everything you do, Dave. Here's the thing you have to remember. Remember, they're seeding based on conference champions. So only conference champions can get a top 4 seed. So you would agree, right, Dave, that the SEC runner-up is going to be better than the ACC champion most years?
The SEC runner-up is going to be better than the ACC champion?
Yes.
No. Why would I agree with that?
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. The SEC runner-up.
Wait. Are we talking football?
In football, yeah, in football.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yes, I thought you were talking about basketball.
The SEC runner-up will be the second best team in the country a lot of times, and they'll get a 5 seed. They'll be the ones hosting Boise State. So Boise State's going to have to go visit the second best team in the country. And you guys think that's going to be a suspenseful, entertaining first round. It's not. It's not. It's going to be a bloodbath.
No, it's not. That's a little strong. Come on.
It'll be TCU, Georgia. That's going to be a regular thing with this stupid gimmick. Yeah, I call it that.
I mean, that's all going to be a regular thing. I mean, blowouts are a regular thing. And I mentioned this to you.
Regular in college football.
I don't think it's going to be that regular after what I've seen the past couple of years. I really don't.